I think the plan today, I'm going to continue the process here on the other side, which will just involve marking out where the floor joists are of the container itself. I marked out every 6 inches, number 13, 2.5 inch, half-inch bolts. So I'm just gonna, the only issue I'm having right now, besides only, is power. I have got that gosh dang temp pole just sitting there chilling. It's been like a week and a half now. You know, they're busy and it's rained and there's a weekend, so it just don't get done. I guess the reason why that's a problem is the power I need can be generated from the bigger generator I've got, but that's all the way back there. And that generator is like 300 pounds. And let's not kid ourselves, that's just stupid. So really all I can roll with is my hammer drill, Sawzall, you know, things like that. As soon as I can get that done, then I can begin, you know, putting the floor down, which gives me then a level base regardless of weather to put the ladder on to get up to the second floor to start doing what I got to do up there. And then I can start cutting the walls out and go from there. So anyway, but for right now, I'm just gonna get busy and continue this part. Hanging joists and shit. So, sloshing here. So I said a while back, one thing you don't want to do is skim yourself on the tools, all right? When I was putting that first set together, I noticed that the bit I was using was the right size, but it was a little worn, so it wasn't boring all the way through, and the bolt was getting stuck. So when I drilled through all of these holes, you know, I made sure to go through and make sure that the bolt fit all the way. I don't know if you can see that the threading, or that the bore hole is, you know, there's still a lip there, just from where the screw threading fit. So I know that this one fits. I'm good to go, and I would go all the way down the line, right? But then I got to this one, stuck. Okay. So, what you do is you go get you one of these if you don't already have one. This is called a Unibit. And this mother right here is probably right next to that multi-tool, the most critical tools I think I've ever owned. So what it will do is it will just incrementally open up that hole for me for whatever it is I'm missing, because it's sharp, it's quick, and it goes up to 1 1/8 inches. This one does. The downside is these shits ain't cheap, like not even a little bit. I mean, you're looking at probably 50 bucks, but it's worth it all over the place to invest in it. So Unibit, check the hole, make sure it fits. All right, well, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to pre-do, you know, I pre-hang my joists, my joist hangers, at least for a mark, so I have an extra set of hands when I go to, you know, put the joist in place. Is when you get these guys from wherever you get them from, either Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, like they're all, a lot of them are kind of, you know, Beetlejuiced and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? In case you don't know what that means, they're so ugly, you just say Beetlejuice, 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 so they're just kind of flip nasty. So what I do is I'll take them and I'll just squeeze them in and square them up a bit, all right? You see the bottom is a little tilted, right? So that matters because when you're trying to keep things level and you need a hand, or you're trying to put, you know, the joist in place first, your marking line, which for me is about, it's 1.75 inches down from the top of the 2x6. Excuse me, I'm burping PB&J, whatever, we all do it. But moving on, I want to keep my line flush, right? So when I do that though, and I want to set myself up to, like, I'll set the one joist in on one side and then I'll drop it on the other. I'll make sure that I'm square. I'm only going to put one in place, but what I notice is even though my line is square, if the bottom part of the plate is crooked, it'll sit funny. So you got to make sure, unless you want squeaky floors and whatnot, that everything that can be square is actually square. Because if you're just going to do stuff, you know, for the sake of speed or whatnot, and you think is being efficient, don't put off for later what you can do right now. So take the time, square it up, put them in place all the way on the line, so that when I go to install this thing, it's not gonna be a complete pain in my ass to make sure that it's all leveled up. Alright, so still somewhat early, somewhere like 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm gonna stop here because this ground needs to try to dry out, and I've got enough to put the first subfloor down after I put my joiner pieces in the center to strengthen. And then this will give me enough to be able to get up there and cut out that part. I'll cut out the first manhole so I can get up there and start working on the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it today because I still need to get my workout in. And not that this wasn't a workout, but you know, I want to throw some weight around. So I am going to cut it and hit it first thing in the morning.